Restaurants and bars have been the hardest hit during the pandemic. Owners are trying to find ways to keep the lights on in many cases. One way they're doing that are these temporary patio expansions.
Yeah, so there's a roadblock, though, for some of these restaurants, specifically here in Columbus. NBC4's Danielle Grossman is live in the short north this morning. And Danielle, the issue that you're hearing from restaurants, it is really putting a damper on businesses.
Oh yeah, Hattie, it really is. And bars like this one, Seven Sun Brewing here in Italian Village, they've been wanting to expand their patio because, like a lot of other restaurants, they've lost a lot of those tables because of the social distancing requirements they've had to meet. So right here, they want to expand into their parking lot because they have so much of it. But the issue is, Columbus, they're not making it easy.
Everybody's kind of trying to keep their head above water. Nobody's trying to make money right now.
We all know it's been especially tough for our restaurants this year.
In the state, Columbus is the only locality that we're aware is holding back on this.
Holding back on approving temporary patio expansions.
It's shifted to, well, we just don't want people to go out at all. And I completely understand that, but the reality is that people are going out.
Colin Castor, owner of Seven Suns Brewing in Italian Village, has been trying to expand his patio since May.
Is totally inconsistent with all of their peers.
Almost every other municipality in Ohio has been approving these requests.
We know that being outside is better than being inside. And so we feel that sort of plays into that decision.
Franklin County Public Health says they can normally approve an application within 48 hours. It's not about packing these restaurants. It's about helping them survive and keeping people outside and adequately social distance.
We make sure they're not adding any new equipment, any new bars, taps, pour stations.
John Barker with the Ohio Restaurant Association says this small challenge could mean the difference between a thriving city and one that will soon see a dramatic change.
All of Columbus is thinking about, the impact that this could have on the city. And, because tax revenue is already going to be way down.
Just trying to survive, and this is getting in the way of people surviving.
All right, so of course I reached out to the city. Columbus Public Health responded to me. They sent a few emails saying, in part, we continue to have widespread transmission and increased cases of COVID-19 in our community. There's a process for patio permits, and there have been no additional restrictions added. We do not have plans to change our building and zoning process. Now, what they're referring to in that very email basically is they are approving permits right now for all these restaurants and bars to expand, but it's the normal zoning, not these temporary patio expansions. So the normal one would require this part of the expansion to have a certain amount of bathrooms, a certain amount of hand washing stations, and of course be sectioned off, a process that Colin Castor tells me could take months, and by the time they even do get approved, it could be the end of the season. So he's having a lot of issues with that, but they are approving those, but not those temporary expansions like they are all over Ohio. Guys.
Yeah, you can definitely see the issue there with the business aspect, Danielle. Thank you. The other cities, though, the municipalities, as you mentioned, right now, when it comes to patio expansion, how are they allowing it?
Yeah, so Hattie, that's a good question. All these other cities in Ohio, according to Barker, have been complying and doing these temporary expansions. It's just for seating. It's just expanding into these extra areas that they have to spread people out. Cincinnati's closing off streets to allow that to happen. Also, Canton closed off a street in their downtown so people can go eat outside as well. And even right here over in Dublin, in Bridge Park, they closed off a street as well so people can be social distance and enjoy their meals outside. So I think owners like Colin here and across the city, they're just waiting. Hopefully by the end of the summer, they can get some approval here. Guys.